In the last video, we talked about social engineering. We looked at how hackers trick humans into opening the digital front door by clicking a bad link or downloading a fake invoice. But what actually happens the second you click that link? Welcome back to the Cybersecurity Fundamentals series. Today, we are looking at the payload. We are talking about malware, the malicious software designed to infiltrate, damage, or steal from your systems. And it comes in a few very specific, very dangerous flavors. Let's discuss the categories of malware. First, we have the virus. People often use the word virus to describe all malware, but in cybersecurity, a virus is a very specific thing. A virus is a piece of code that attaches itself to a clean file and requires a human to trigger it. If you don't open the infected file, the virus stays asleep. A classic example is the 1999 Melissa virus. It was hidden inside a Microsoft Word document. The moment a victim double-clicked the file, the virus woke up and immediately emailed itself to the first 50 people in their contact list. It caused an estimated $80 million in damage, but it only worked because humans kept opening the file. Then we have a worm. A worm is much more terrifying. A worm does not need human interaction. Once it gets inside a network, it exploits vulnerabilities to copy itself and spread to every other computer on that network automatically. The most famous early example is the 1988 Morris worm, the very first worm to spread across the internet. It wasn't even meant to be malicious. It was an experiment written by a grad student to measure the size of the internet. But a flaw in his code made it infect the same computers over and over again. It completely crashed roughly 10% of the entire internet at that time, proving that automated malware could bring the digital world to a standstill. Next, we have the Trojan. Just like the ancient Greek story, a Trojan is a malware disguised as legitimate, useful software. You think you are downloading a free video editor, a game cheat, or a PDF reader. You install it, and the software might actually work, but hidden in the background, it is opening a backdoor into your computer, allowing the hacker to bypass your firewall and quietly take control of your system. One of the most dangerous in history was Emotet. It often disguised itself as an urgent financial invoice or a shipping document in an email. When an employee opened it, the file looked normal, but in the background, it secretly opened a backdoor into the computer. Emotet became so successful that the hackers behind it started renting out those backdoors to other cybercriminals, allowing them to drop even worse malware directly into corporate networks. Thereafter, we have the spyware. This is the malware designed to silently observe you. It can turn on your webcam, read your emails, or use a keylogger to record every single keystroke you make, capturing your passwords and credit card numbers as you type them. The most famous example today is Pegasus, a military-grade spyware developed by the NSO group. Once it infects a mobile phone, often with a zero-click attack that you don't even have to interact with, it can extract messages, photos, and track the GPS location of the target completely undetected. But what if the malware is so deep inside even your antivirus can't see it? Enter the rootkit. A rootkit is a digital invisibility cloak. It burrows deep into the core of your operating system. When your antivirus scans your computer and asks, "Is anything hiding there?" the rootkit intercepts the question and replies, "Nope, we are all good." One of the most famous rootkits wasn't even made by a hacker. It was made by Sony. In 2005, Sony BMG secretly put rootkits on millions of music CDs to stop people from copying songs. When you put the CD in your PC, it installed an invisible backdoor. The problem? Real hackers realized this invisibility cloak was sitting wide open, and they used Sony's rootkit to hide their own malware. Finally, we have the most financially devastating malware on the planet, ransomware. Ransomware doesn't try to hide. Once inside, it acts like a digital padlock. It encrypts all of your files, photos, and databases so you can't open them. Then it drops a ransom note on your screen demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin to give you the decryption key. In 2021, the Colonial Pipeline, which supplies nearly half of the fuel for the US East Coast, was hit by ransomware. The company was forced to shut down its entire pipeline and paid a $4.4 million ransom just to get their systems back online. Viruses, worms, Trojans, spyware, rootkits, and ransomware. These are the weapons threat actors used to wage digital warfare. But did you notice how the most devastating one of this list, ransomware, uses encryption against us as a weapon? Well, encryption works both ways. It is also the ultimate shield for defenders. Now that you know how the attackers operate, in the next video, we are going to pull back the curtain on how data is actually secured. We will be diving into the fascinating world of cryptography, hashing, and encryption. Like, share, and subscribe to secure your feed, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep defending.